Hello, everybody. It's Mark with Life of Adventure. I wanted to give you a roundup of the trip that Lonnie and I took last weekend up to the landowner's property. We left last Tuesday. We drove up. We did not get up there because it just takes so long. So we ended up camping somewhere out there, commando camping, pulled off the side of the road, slept. It was crazy cold. Woke up the next morning. We got up there Wednesday morning to the property. We then pretty much just hung out Wednesday. Come Thursday, Wednesday night, we were listening. I didn't really want to go out to startle anything, and Lonnie was a new face. Fast forward to Thursday morning. Lonnie and I, we went up about 20 miles up to a location that had a frozen lake. We cooked lunch up and we're sitting there. There was no one up there. There were logging trucks that were going by. One of the guys stopped. We started talking to him, and of course I throw in, "Hey, have you ever seen anything strange here or Bigfoot?" And his response was, "I have a friend that saw Bigfoot." She goes, "Strange things. I've seen strange lights and things." So we were like, all right, cool. He takes off, and Lonnie and I returned to the house, and we ended up going in early, went out, tried to hear sounds, didn't hear anything Thursday night. It had gotten down to 20 degrees, so it was very cold. I don't know if this had something to do with it or not. So that's what we did. Come Friday morning, we walked the property, looked around, drove around, showed him different locations where I was thinking. We were binoculars, everything. We didn't see anything. We saw some wild animals. We saw a bobcat. We also saw a lot of deer, a fox, and went into town and drove around there. Went into the gas station. I asked the female gas clerk, "Hey, had you ever seen anything strange?" And she said no. There was another mechanic that came in from the mechanic shop next door. I asked him if he'd ever seen Bigfoot, and he's like, "No." And then he says, "Why are you hunting him?" And I was like, "No, we're just driving through back to LA." So we ran into a lot of this where I asked people that we had met wherever, "Hey, have you ever seen strange things or Bigfoot?" And on the coast, almost everybody responds back that they had seen something or something strange, or they knew friends. In this plumas forest, it was just weird how people were responding back like they were trying to hide something. I don't know. I am a trained investigator, and with this, I really felt that they just weren't really telling the truth. Fast forward to Friday night, we ended up going over to one of the landowner's friends, who she felt if anybody knew anything, then she would be the one. They'd lived in the valley sometime. They knew almost everybody. We went there, brought him a bottle of wine, started talking to him, and asked him if they'd seen any strange things in their place in the middle of nowhere. And she said, no, nothing. And I said, okay. I asked a couple more questions, and she really didn't give anything. We ended up leaving, got in the car, and I immediately said to the landowner, "She's lying to us." The landowner said, "Yeah, I sort of feel the same way." Okay. Don't know. Well, come Saturday morning, we did some work, had some issues on her ranch that we had to take care of. Everything was good. She made a great meal Saturday night. 5:30, 5:45, it was dusk. Lonnie and I went out to the porch, and I had him take some different photos of the scenery, basically looking for the porch down into the valley and everything right in front of us. So he takes them. A couple minutes later, the landowner comes out, and we're sitting out there, and she asks, "Hey, do you see this orb that's right there?" And we're like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "It's right there. It's the largest orb I've ever seen." And we're like, "Oh, I don't see anything." So we're like, okay. We finish out there until it got really cold, and we were like, okay, time to go in. We go in, and Lonnie is looking through the pictures that he'd taken, and where she stated, there's clearly an orb, and she hadn't been out there yet. If you look in the orb, there's something that resembles a face, and there's something there. And even Lonnie, who's the king skeptic, says it's an orb. And that part of it's strange. And we're going to have the doubters and everything. But there is something there. There was something that was photographed at the location where the landowner hadn't even come out yet, but stated to us, "There's the orb. Do you see it? It's the largest one I've ever seen." So it was, came out and went to bed. The dogs were basically quiet this whole week, which was strange because the last time I was here, I could feel the energy in the air and the dogs were going crazy. This time they were very quiet. I don't know if I don't know if it had to do with the cold or what it was. Next morning at 4:30 a.m., we left, did the drive back to LA. So I am planning to go back up there next week. My wife is coming in from Mexico. She has a month vacation. I'm going to try to go up there for a week to 2 weeks because I am sure something is going up there in Plumas National Forest. Okay. I'm going to post some pictures. I can't do a video describing and also show the pictures. So Facebook, Life of an Adventurer. Here it is. Also, we'll be posting it on our webpage and all that. Okay. If you guys are interested, this is where we're putting it. Okay. I already have an established business. To all you doubters out there. Okay. This is something that I'm trying to find what it's about. I saw Bigfoot 1983, Northern Colorado mountains, and I've seen tons of strange things ever since. For my own interest, I'm looking for him and seeing what's there. I truly think something's up there. I think Lonnie is now swaying more that way, that something is strange, especially after seeing the orb. And he wants to go back up, and we're going to go back up there again with the family. I'm going to go up first, and then he's going to try to get the time off to go up there with the family, and we'll see what happens. Okay? So everybody, go to Life of an Adventurer. I'm going to post the photos of the orb that I took and see what happens. Okay? Everybody keep on adventuring, and hopefully we'll meet one of these days out on the trail. Bye.